Hi, Kathleen. I had to figure out a couple of things first, but I think that a lot of what you have set up is very usable and we can make this happen. I've added an icon to the editing toolbar called an anchor. And so the first one I'm going to add is I'm going to put one called top right here. And for some reason, um, not confident why this is happening, but in the paragraph, if there's a paragraph option, excuse me, anchor doesn't seem to be taking. Okay, but if my mouse is in front of text, it does seem to take. And then I can still push that down the page. So I added one called top because at the bottom of the introduction, I added a line of text on the right-hand side for back to top. And I think that you might find that helpful. And of course, here's an anchor right there. So you might find that helpful farther down the page. Another thing that I did in here, I'm just gonna paste that in. Like I'll still have to move it over. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, my window for recording is actually kind of small, so I'm a little stuck there. Just kind of align that to the right, and I think it just makes it a little more visible. The other thing is that on these headings, I think I've got you activated to where you'll see, we're almost there, where under the formats, these headings are showing up a little better. I'm not going to see the underlines on this screen, but heading 1 and heading 2 essentially are the same functionality and what they look like. I kind of like how putting that above and as part of a section title gives it a line above and below the word to create a little more separation. And of course, that doesn't yet apply to section 2 here. So, but for some reason, principles underlined. So maybe that'll help with just some consistency. And maybe that's just formats. I'm going to change that to heading 3. On this page, it's a hidden page called Styles. This shows you what headings 1, 2, and 3 will look like if you're not seeing them respectively inside the article. I'll try to match heading 3 and make some changes in this thing called the style sheet. Anyway, back in here, so 2, try the anchor again, section 2, and click OK. Yeah, it's doing, I don't know why it's quirky like that in doing that. So unless my cursor's in front of the text, I can't do that, and then I can push it down to the next line. So I've also noticed it takes quite a long time to save this article. I don't know if it's because there's so many articles or if it's because there's so much miscellaneous formatting inside the article. Anyway, we'll give it a minute to save. And I do notice this error. I'm going to check with Andy to see what that is because I hadn't seen that before. If I refresh, oops, this says section 1. Section 2. That one's not working. Okay, but introduction is working and section 1 is working. Back to the top. That's working also. Let me check one more time and see what's happening here. So it disappeared. Anchor, SEC2. Okay. It's there. Save. Sorry, you have to watch me struggle through this. Hopefully it's encouraging. I'm really gonna have to say this again, but I want to look in the toggle editor. And I did clean a few things out of here as far as the table goes. Um, a lot of this looks pretty clean, so that's awesome. Okay, AID. Okay, AID equals section 2. I'm gonna pull the span out of there and go ahead and try to use just the headings 2 and 3, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 2 top. So the first one, maybe that's just a default 2 top. So the anchor's putting in AID equals and then the respective thing. I'm used to putting in a name equals, and those two are functioning as far as section 1. Well, this one's working. Intro, section 1, section 2. One point, section 2. So I'm just going to keep using my detective skills to figure out what's different here. Hmm. So though that's what's different is an H2 versus H1. So let me try that and see if that makes a difference. That's still spinning. Okay, let's refresh. Section 2. Hey, that one worked. So for some reason, having the anchor inside of heading 2 wasn't taking, but having it inside of heading 1 took. I still have the option to go back to the top. Okay, I hope that's helpful. Let me know if you have questions or want to see other changes. Take care. God bless.